left the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Miller, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome.
All right, that gave me a much wider opening now. So now I've just got to work on moving all of this out of the way so I can get in here, which means moving my sawhorses, that big heavy metal table again, all that kind of good stuff. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I am going to work on that. So let me see what I can do and figure out how to make this happen, and I'll get back with you. All right, wall is cut out. We got everything kind of tightened up. See, I got my sink. It's gonna be my wash sink for out here in the shop. And as soon as Rachel and Sean, they move, then we can take the water line that's running over there to their place, and we're gonna hook water up here in the shop, and also we're gonna run water out there towards the garden area to hook all that up. We have a horse head out there, so that's going to work out really good for out there. And eventually I am going to set up this other carport over here that one of you awesome subscribers sent us. So we're going to be setting that up over here and making this happen. And also we've got a little tent that I'm about to set up over here in front of the barn over here to kind of help give it some shade. And so when you know, we have stuff that has to come out of the weather, at least it'll help create some shade for the front of the barn, and keep us a dry area out there to set stuff. You know, Miley likes her bike and what have you like that right there close, and we don't want it setting in the weather, so that's probably what we'll do with that for right now. Excuse me. So that way also I can get to working on the pergola here soon. So that's the plan for that. So let's get after it. There's them new lips again. Well, couldn't set that up because I forgot that one didn't have a cover to it. So we were going to set that up right there in front of that window to kind of help give us some shade on the barn there and help cut down some of the heat. But again, it didn't have a cover to it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to build something. So in the meantime, Mary's and Miley's got all the rocks out of here, so I think I'm gonna move Jeff's machine over here to the shop, and then move the trailer, and then go get a couple loads of dirt to fill this in before the rain hits tomorrow. So that's the plan. See if we can't get a bunch of that dirt in here and get this filled in, so hopefully we can cut down on the water flow inside the barn. So let's do that. All right, well, some more major changes. Mary decided that we needed to get rid of them trees right there by the corner of the barn and all them stumps. We were pretty much tired of dealing with all that and the water, everything all puddling up right there. So we're gonna move that little rack and Miley's toys right there, and I'm gonna bring tow truck over here and start smoothing this out, and then I'm gonna try and find a couple loads of dirt to fill that in and see if we can't make that even prettier right here. So you know, it's getting there, y'all, slowly but surely. Sure, like making it look different without them trees right there, and they weren't really creating any shade or anything like that. All they were doing is just sitting there holding water pretty much, because when the sun is high in that Arkansas sky, they'll be bucking at the county fair. Anyway, like I said, they were doing nothing but pretty much holding water there. It wasn't getting enough sun right there to dry the water out when it did get there, because that's the only shade they were really providing, was just that area right there. So at least now that they're gone, all of this, I can start backfilling all of this and make this. You can see how high the brick is right there, y'all. So, and I want to kind of fill that all in and then we'll get the dog's yard to drain out there to the corner by where the shop is, and it'll start draining out there. Because their yard seems to soak the water up pretty fast, so I'm not going to stress that at all. And you know, on this one tree right here, it gives them a lot of shade right there on that side of the barn. So anyway, let me get tow truck out here and start smoothing some stuff out, and then I'm going to go get a couple loads of dirt. We do have a plan set up now for Rachel and Sean to get their stuff moved. So we've got a lot of work coming up here that with trees that we've got to get down, and we got to unbury that water line over here, and some trailers to be moved and stuff to be moved around, because they're gonna have to come through this little area right here, y'all. So we're gonna have to take a couple of these trees out over here, like this one that's leaning right here, right there. We're gonna have to take it out, and we're gonna have to take these two out right here. They're right there. We're gonna have to take them two out, so that Wiley can come in here and be able to make the turn with the camper and the fifth wheel. And then you see all the water line is buried in that hump all the way down through there, so we're gonna have to unbury that and get that out of the way. And then I got to move the bikes and my toolbox out of the toolbox here, so that he can have enough room to make this turn in here and get in through here. And of course I got to move the big trailer around as well. So it's going to be a lot of stuff to make happen here. So I'm going to fire up tow truck, smooth this stuff out, move this trailer, this little trailer right here, and then see what else I can get done. All right, so I'll be back.
At our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. From the four-wheelers we're fixing to tiny house dreams, every day's a challenge, but it's sweeter than it seems. Downsizing our life, but living more free. Come along, share this life with me. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin.
Well, it looks like we missed a couple of stumps right here that I got to get. But all right, well, we got the trailer moved. We got some of it smoothed out. I got to get some dirt in here, and we'll take care of that in just a minute. All right, well, had to get Bertha back out. Tried smoothing this out with the tractor. Found a couple of more stumps right there that I missed. About broke my neck throwing me off the tractor. But I come over here, got them out, and you see this is what was in it. Let me show you right here what was in it. That's what was in there. So I got them gone. Got Jeff's machine moved over to the shop. Got the trailer moved. Got this old piece of fence out of here. And then I guess tomorrow, that's what I'm going to be working on, is Jeff's machine. Because now that it's under the cover, and I don't have to worry about the mud getting over here. As you can see, it's up underneath there. And with me having the door opened up a little more, it'll be a lot easier for me to get this in here. As you know, before it would just barely fit through this hole. So now with this open, now I can get in here, and I can move the ladders and stuff around and be able to actually get the bucket up into here and be able to get back and forth between it. So we're getting there, slowly but surely, y'all. So hopefully I'll be able to figure this thing out tomorrow and make it happen. I tried when I was trying to put the cab down a while ago. That thing was so hot it was burning me, but actually burnt my hand a little bit Let me see if I can show you here real quick where it burnt my hand. That's my wrist right there, where it burnt my wrist. That's how hot it was. So anyway, now that it's over here, we're supposed to be getting some more rain. So we're gonna see how that pans out. So I'll be probably moving some more stuff around here before the day's out, because I think the rain's supposed to be coming in tomorrow night or something like that. Anyway, so we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna move some more stuff around out here and just keep cleaning up on the place. Trying to figure out where I'm gonna get a few buckets of dirt for this hole, for these holes over here, for right now. But I'm gonna go in here and take a cool off break and get me a cold drink, and I think I'm gonna call it a day for this video, and we will see you all tomorrow. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed looking at that new view here. So it's looking much better, and we will see you all very soon. All right, bye guys. Howdy y'all. Well, yeah, out there still working on the skid steer, trying to get it going. I had to move a bunch of stuff around the shop so I could get it in there, but we got it in there, and I got it, you know, got part of it tore apart now. So now it's just a matter of this evening, when it cools down, I will actually be putting the Freon in there and doing that and finding out where the actual leak is. I tried going through and searching a bunch of spots myself, you know, manually, and I think it might be coming from around where the fan blows across it. I can't remember if it's a condenser or whatever it is, but anyway, most of y'all probably don't care about that. I'm not an AC tech, you know, so to speak, but I wanted to bring you out here and show you all the rocks that we've been collecting. And this is why the pond part is taking so long, y'all, is just so you know. Look at this. Now, we've collected all of these by hand, and this has been quite a task. So Mary and Miley's Adventures, if you go over there and check them out, they're going to be starting to work on some of these rocks here soon. But you see, we got big piles over there, all those big piles there, all that stuff, big piles here, you know, and we're picking these all up by hand. So that's why this is taking a bit. Okay, this is not something we get to just put up real easily, you know what I mean? We're not one of them pond builders that's going out and buying a bunch of rocks, you know. We're collecting these off the property, and that's what the whole goal of this is to do it all from the property. So it's just taking time, so just bear with us a little bit on that. Should have everything else going on that skid steer as soon as by tomorrow, be able to find out exactly what part's bad and what's leaking, and hopefully it's just a seal, which I think that's what it is, to be honest with you. It's just a seal, but I won't know for sure until I can get the dye in there and find it. But as you can see, look at there, we got all them trees out. I know I've already showed you that, but all them trees are out, and been taking Bertha and getting her, a tow truck here and getting her moved around. I'm getting all this smoothed out, but all that rain just muddied up everything, and it's real hard to walk around out here. And you know, I didn't really want to be climbing in and out of Jeff's machine with all the mud, especially after I just cleaned it. So, and we've got like 4 or 5 days now that's gonna no rain, so everything will dry, and you know, I'll be able to walk over there. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but you try to walk through any of that area right there, and all you're doing is slipping and sliding. So give it the rest of the day to dry out, and then I'll be able to get back on that this evening when it cools down. Because right now it's about 95, 96, and after the rain, humidity is super high. That's why I'm avoiding the sun right at the moment. And it's only, you know, 11 o'clock in the morning, so if that tells you anything. So figure the rest of the day it should dry out, and I'll be able to walk over there and not load my boots up with mud so thick. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. And as you can see, all the puddles everywhere still. The pond didn't overflow, but it was just enough rain that it just made everything sloppy. So thank God it's all, You know, that rain wasn't so horrible like a lot of people got all the floods and all that stuff. You know, we just got enough just to make it sloppy to where you can't really walk around out here. So I'm just trying to avoid doing that today, and getting some other stuff done around here. But I know Jeff's impatient, or Jeff is being patient, you know, but like I said, I'm not an AC guy, but you know, I told him I'd fix it for free. You know, I ain't charging him nothing to do it. I just want to help him out. And with all the rain right now, you know, it's not like we can do a lot on any property right now with any machine at this point. You know, not even Bertha can get out and move around right now. So you know, all it does is just load the tires up with mud, and then it just makes it like driving on ice, and it doesn't do any good. You know, this ain't Florida anymore. Like Florida, it could be raining and we could still run Bertha around down there, because all it does is just, it slings the mud right on out, you know, just as fast as it comes in. So but then it also soaks up, the sand soaks it up so fast that you know, it's pretty much done. So that's what we're doing. Definitely working on that. And I got another pump for the pond that our friend Tim down in Florida, he brought up here for us. So we've decided that we're going to use two pumps on this water feature out here to give us a little more flow. Because I don't know if you can see this running right now, but one side is flowing pretty hard, the other side just barely flowing. So we thought if we run two pumps up here and separate the two waterfalls here, and this way we'll get more volume on both sides, and I think it'll be more enjoyable, put it that way. You know, and we've got enough wire to get us an outlet out here, so that we can have both of them out here, because our power pole is right there. So I'm just going to dig a trench across here and get the power over here for them, and we'll put a switch on them, and that's where I can just come out and flip the switch on and go from there. I must have just hit a button. Oh, I hit some kind of button on there, because all of a sudden the camera started freaking out on me. So I hope you got that. So anyway, that's what's going on. We got the rest of that filled in, as you can see, and now it's just a matter of letting things dry out. It's hard to even walk across here from the car right now, because it's just sloppy and slick. So yeah, you know, we got to wash our boots off and all that stuff just to be able to walk in the house. But we've still got to fill this in more right here now, where we took those trees out, all that stuff. So if you all been following the channel, you'll know that we had a bunch of trees right here and a bunch of little ditches and stuff like that there, but now all that's gone. So this all should dry out real nice now. And I'll fill it in with more dirt so that we don't get the puddles like you can see here. Like those puddles were pretty good. But before the trees came out, y'all, we had puddles all the way out here. Like all of this would puddle, and it would just, the water would just stand here and slowly but surely trickle from over there down across here and then down to the pond. But it would stay there because of so much shade right there from it. It would just sit there, and it would just take so long for it to dry out. And as you can see, the sun's only been out a couple hours, and it's drying out really nice. Like over here, I'll even show you this one spot over here where these trees sit, if I can get over here without slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. But you can see where we've the girls have gone out and walked out through there to get the chickens out this morning, and the slop, it's right through there. It's like, man, it's just deep, but you can see how the water slowly but surely trying to dry up. But that's because of the trees, you know, they just don't let the sun hit them that much. And then out here, you can see this out here where the mud puddles are sitting. But you know, by the end of the day, those should be dry. We should be good to go. Plus I'll run by the end of the day, probably first thing in the morning, very early in the morning, I'll run a tow truck around there and kind of drag that water out, and that makes it dry even faster. But up here, I wasn't able to get tow truck into the holes up here because of all the trees were so thick right there. But now that's all done. So next, want a little shout out here for David. over there at Come On Homesteading. You know, the brother from another mother. I'm glad you got your channel back up. If y'all want to support David on some of that, go watch his, just go hit one of his playlists or watch his videos and let him play for a little bit. Granted, he was only down for a day, but he's got a lot of work ahead of him, I know, from what he said, to get everything back up and running and, you know, and secured again. And same thing with us. You know, our channel is, you know, taking quite a hit still, so it's, our views are getting better, but now we just need the ad revenue. So, you know, and I don't know if any of you watch SLR, Simple Life Reclaimed. You know, Mel just went through there and said, you know, this is how we supplement our income, is through these collaborations. So I'm going to be doing a few more of those. We just got a few more offers, and fortunately they're from companies that I've already worked with in the past. So you know, you'll be seeing those, and like I said, we appreciate you watching and watching those videos for us. Even though they're boring, flip them on for us, and, you know, let them just play. Let them play through the ads and the whole 9 yards, and at least we're getting the view out of the deal. And you know, like I said, I get sometimes they're boring, but you know, if you just let them play for us, we're very grateful for that. At least till some of this rain stops and I can actually get Bertha to work and start making some extra cash. So in the meantime, y'all don't forget to like and subscribe, and we appreciate it. Appreciate you, everything you do for us on a regular basis. You know, we are very humble and grateful for all of that. And let's see if we can't get some stuff done before it gets too bloody hot anyway. So I'm going to try and get a few things done today, at least till it cools down. And, you know, usually about mid-afternoon, like before, like when we were first clearing the property, mid-afternoon, you got to take that couple-hour break and let that heat cool things down, you know, or let the heat calm down a little bit so you can cool down, and then you get back out here and get after it. So that's just the way it is. That's the way it was in Florida. We'd get out and start early in the morning. Unfortunately, this morning it was way too wet to get out here and start early, so try and get what I can get done around the wet spots here. Again, I don't like tracking that mud, and it really hurts my legs if I get too much mud on my boots trying to walk around and what have you like that. So, not to mention just the mess alone, it ain't worth it. So, you know, few hours or a day is not going to make any difference in my world. So anyway, again, don't forget, like, subscribe. We appreciate everything you do, and we will see y'all tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. See you soon.